it's very important for people to diversify and to understand what are the different things. So I want to hear from you.
Buying an option is way more riskier than selling options because you can make money in options if the stock goes up, down, or
If
sideways.
you have 10,000, what if you have $10? What if you have $1? You went to step by step. 100,000. You go. What are the tools that they can use to do this trading? Can they use like Ameritrade or? Kenny, thank you again for joining. I wanted to hear the second hack that you have in mind. I'm not diversified at all. When I say I'm not diversified at all, I did buy some life insurance products.
Okay.
And then I dabble my feet in stocks whenever a friend says, oh, there is this Tesla on sale or Salesforce is low or Boeing is low, I'll go put 5,000-6,000 there and just forget about it. And suddenly I realize that it went up. But it's very important for people to diversify and to understand what are the different things. So I want to hear from you what you have for me.
Okay. So this is my third episode now.
Yes,
So
third
that's
episode.
third
That's
episode.
great. I'm excited.
Do I get am I the number one guest you've had the most on here?
You have still some work
Okay.
to do, but
Oh, no.
but I look forward to it.
I'll have to come up with 20 more hacks then, so we can always come back here.
Yes, absolutely.
So what we're talking about today is options in the stock market. And it's something I started probably about 6-9 months ago about trading options. And I'm intrigued, like how much you know about options? What do you know?
No, I know nothing.
Okay. So there's two different sides. I'm going to give a quick high level educational content on this. So first off, there's passive income, there's active income. Active income you typically have to work for. Trading options is kind of in the middle. It's a little bit more active, but I have to work every single week, whereas like my real estate, maybe every 4 months, I get a phone call to do something. So real estate's really passive. Trading options is a little bit more active. So you just have to be able to trade for an hour or two a week. They're pretty basic principles. So when we talk about options, there are calls and puts. And break this down into two different things we know. You've got the lottery system, which is buy a ticket to win $1 million. That's what a call is. You're basically banking on a stock hitting the lottery, meaning you buy a lottery ticket and you hope that it goes up. And the other side is puts. And puts is insurance. So you have home insurance.
Yes.
Why? In case your house burns down, right? So that's what put insurance is. It's essentially for somebody who owns stock, they want to have insurance in case their stocks burn up. So if it falls, they know they're covered. Every type, there's a buyer and there's a seller. So think about a lottery company. A lottery company will sell you a ticket and you're buying a ticket. So you could be a lottery company. Same with insurance. You have an insurance company that sells the insurance and then it's your home, so you buy the insurance. So what I do is I'm on the selling side. So I will either sell calls, the lottery ticket, or I'll sell puts, which is the insurance side of it. And the method I like to use is called the wheel. And it works like this. You start at the top, you don't own any stock, you don't own anything yet. You sell cash secured puts, which means I had to have however much money for your house to buy insurance, I would have to have that cash set up. I will get insurance premium for it. For your home, you'll pay me $100 a month for that. I keep that $100. If your house doesn't burn down, guess what? Next month, I sell you insurance again, you pay me another $100. Once the stock falls past a certain point, your house catches on fire, burns down, then I have to own that stock. Now I own your house. At that point, we're switching to a lottery company. Now you're selling calls, selling it to somebody who thinks that the stock's gonna go up. So I'm gonna sell you a lottery ticket. You think it's gonna go up. I don't think you're gonna win, but you're gonna pay me that couple of dollars and I get to keep it. So you do this every single week, every single month. There's these options that go on. You basically make premiums from money that you put up front or money that you own in stocks. The reason why I like options is because options are very statistical. You can look at, there's something called Greeks in there, and you can understand how they get their value and why they're better than, I think, stocks. The stocks is only one way to make money. You said you buy Tesla when it's high or low. You buy when it's low.
Right.
And then you want to sell it when it's
high.
Yeah. With options, you're more along just going with the ride. Because you can make money in options if the stock goes up, down, or sideways. So there's more opportunity to make money. And then not unlike a stock, you have to wait. You don't know when Tesla's going to go up or down. But options, you can just make rent every single week. So we call it real estate, where it's just, you could put $10,000 in, and then can you make some monthly rent or weekly rent from it?
Okay, we are not financial planners. This is not
I'm not a financial planner at all.
But this is just financial hacks. I mean, I was very impressed with Kenny's profile because he doesn't have a job. This is what he does. He just invests and he lives off of the dividends and the benefits of what he invests in. And that's why I was intrigued and I wanted to bring Kenny to the studio because of this exact reason. Kenny, I've heard that with these options, people lose their shirt. They lose a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So share with us some experience wherein you lost some money and,
Sure.
and how to avoid going broke on this.
So there's two different ways to lose money. If you buy options, buying an option is way more riskier than selling options. Because buying options is a one-time winner or loser ticket. If it loses, you don't get anything back. It's like your lottery ticket. You either win $1,000,000 or you win zero. You don't get to go back and get 50 cents on your $5 ticket back. If you buy options, yeah, you can make more money, but it doesn't hit and you lost that money, your ticket that you had to buy. What I do on the real estate, the wheeling, it's the same risk as stocks. So right now, for example, I'm down a lot in my stocks. The market's been going down lately. So I'm down about 40% on the stocks I'm holding. But here's the thing is every week I can sell options and make a little bit of money. So there's something called realized and unrealized losses. Unrealized losses, I haven't sold it yet. And realized losses, I've sold it, just like a house. If my house is underwater and you sell it for a loss, you've realized it. If your house is worth less than you bought it for, but you still live in it, that's an unrealized loss, right? For me, the way you can lose money in the options is if you sell a stock if it's under, just like with stocks. If you buy high and it falls and then you decide to sell it, that's when you actually realize a loss. Your account will show in the red. With options, I can continue to make a little bit of money. There are ways, unfortunately, when you sell options, if it does get exercised, say you have a $100 stock and you sold a $90 opposite. $90 stock and you sell a $100 call option. So if stock goes past $100, you could actually lose out on profit. My cost basis is $150 and I sold $100 underneath it and that gets called away. I would have had to realize a $50 loss on that. So there's definitely ways to lose money. If the stock goes against you and you're under your cost basis, you may have to buy it back for a loss this week or next week. There are ways.
There are ways to lose.
There are plenty of ways. As long as money's ever there's always ways to lose money.
Any investment is risky. We are here not to talk about real estate, but when you use the word real estate, you mean to say real estate of your stock options, right? Is that what is the
Yeah,
word
real estate is what I call it. It's called the wheel method or the wheel strategy because it kind of works in like you sell cash secure put, you get assigned, you sell calls, you get assigned, and you keep doing the same pattern over and over. But then we call it real estate, like real estate, because we want to get that monthly income in there, or we actually do a weekly income, weekly paychecks.
Okay, that's great. In going back to the seminar that you did,
Yeah.
wherein you talked about different types of income, right? Wherein if it's earned income versus passive income. So this is totally, you say that it's active income because you have to work on it day in and day out. It's not like a job. It's like a job almost, wherein you kind of monitor your positions and then you trade, right?
Yeah, I would say for me, I take about 2 hours a week. I
that
spend more because I enjoy it. So I'm always like researching and looking at it. But like, if you have no time, you could do this in 30 minutes a week.
Okay. In the seminar, you said, okay, if you have 100,000, you're saying everybody be able to invest so that they can make income regardless of their job. If you have 100,000, then you step down to, if you have 10,000, what if you have $10? What if you have $1? You went to step by step. 100,000, you go invest in real estate, be it commercial or residential. Then you went down the list. When you came to like dollars and $1, like how much does it take somebody if they're spending 2 hours a day approximately, right? How much money do they need to invest in so that they can make at least, let's say, $500 a week or something like that? Just a rough estimate. Of course, there is no guarantee.
Yeah, so it's 2 hours a week per day. So usually it's your Monday, Tuesdays, and your Fridays.
Let's say 2 hours a day. I think 2 hours a day, I think people should be able to spend because they can wake up a little early than their spouse and the kids, and they can slam in 2 hours a day. I think I did it when I have projects that I'm interested in. I wake up 2 hours early and then I can do it.
So 2 hours a day. So if you want to make $500 on this, try to make 2% a week, 1 to 2% a week. So reversing that, we need 1%. I think about this out loud.
So let's say 100,000.
Yeah.
If you have 100,000 invested,
so you make about
1% is $2,000 a day.
No, that's per week.
Per week. Yeah. Okay.
So if you've got some weeks we make 1%, some weeks we make 4%, but we try to hit about 2%. So $100,000 puts you at $2,000 a week, and then $10,000 will put you at $200 in there. The nice thing about this is that it's the same amount of work, it's sunk time. How much money you put in can scale it. So if you've got $10,000 or $100,000 or $1 million doing this, Those people could be spending the exact same amount of time. It's just a matter of how much you're buying or selling in there. Instead of buying one, you sell 10, or instead of selling one, you sell 10, or you sell 100. It's a beautiful thing. Like, and if you can grow it, it actually makes you more money, bigger paychecks if you can grow that portfolio from 1,000 to 500,000. It's all the same amount of time as well.
That's awesome. I mean, guys, you have to remember that this is just an approximation of what his experience has been. We don't know, like you could lose all the money that you put in. So you have to be careful. You have to educate yourself. The purpose of you subscribing to the channel is to know about different investment vehicles.
Yeah.
That's the purpose. Learning it and going deep, and then doing it your way is what really makes you money. So what are the tools that they can use to do this trading? Can they use like Ameritrade or
You could use Ameritrade has a program called Thinkorswim, more of a desktop. They have an app as well, but it's a better desktop. Robinhood is a great way for people to start. It's really user friendly. Like when you go through it, they'll say like, "What do you think this is going to go? Up or down?" Like, up. What do you want to do? Buy or sell? And they have a really good way for newer people to go through. It doesn't have the best chart program, so they actually see the history of the stocks and be able to track notes. But it's very easy to understand. It's user friendly. Robinhood, and they're free. Webull is another one. So you can look up what they call a brokerage account, and that's what you need to be able to start trading options. You do have to get qualified. So you have to learn a little bit. In Alpha is how I learned a lot. It's a great podcast. It's a great resource. You can see the different type of strategies there are out there.
Option Alpha. Okay, to conclude it, here's a problem that we are trying to tackle. You want to maximize your potential, your intellectual power, your time, available resources under you to maximize the wealth building. You want to go to a high net worth as quickly as possible to meet your retirement goals. So that's what we are trying to tackle. Then my experience has been doing it through real estate. His experience has been through options wherein he doesn't have to go to a work. I'm jealous about it. These are the tools that you have at your disposal. So we are looking forward to bring you more hacks like this. And Kenny, thank you as always.
Absolutely.